agency for the confirmation of the nomination of the following persons for appointment. All stated on the order paper.
The minority leader.
Representing Oyo Central Senatorial District, Oyo State. The co-sponsors of this motion are Senator Asupu Eboyon, Cross River South, and Senator Abbas Aminu Iya, Adamawa Central. The Senate observed, I stand to move the motion on the need to hold the proposed increase in electricity tariff by 11 successor electricity distribution companies, referred to as DISCOs. The Senate observes that the 11 successor electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, have filed an application for rate review with the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. The request for rate review is premised on the need to incorporate changes in macroeconomic parameters and other factors affecting the quality of service, operation, and sustainability of the companies. The Senate also observes that the Commission, in line with its mandate, has requested the general public for comment on the rate review applications by the distribution companies, while advising interested stakeholders to review and take into consideration the excerpt of the rate review application filed with the Commission by the respective licensees. The Senate is aware that as part of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission rulemaking process and in the review of the powers conferred by the Electricity Act 2023, the Commission is empowered to conduct a rate case hearing on the application price for making a ruling. The Senate is also aware that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has, through its official website, published and set 20th July 2023 deadline for comment by stakeholders. Worried that within the last 10 years, billions of naira were spent by senators across Nigeria in the procurement and installation of transformers through various solar intervention projects as a result of requests in senators' various constituencies. Also worried that when these transformers are supplied and installed, it becomes registered properties of the DISCOs, a privately owned enterprise, while sadly same DISCO have consistently refused to energize such transformers on the ground that the affected communities have to pay millions of naira across of bill for electricity never consumed, while keeping the affected consumers in perpetual darkness. The Senate concerned that the services of the 11 DISCOs is currently bedeviled with total volume occasioned by prolonged blackouts due to lack of provision of relevant infrastructure like transformer, electricity poles, poor distribution network, compounded with unjustifiable estimated billings, lack of supply of prepaid meters, rip-off, and so on. The Senate also concerned that despite repeated previous increase in the multi-year tariff, with assurances of improved service delivery by the DISCOs on commensurate improvement no commensurate improvement has been made by any of the 11 DISCOs in their respective service delivery to justify the previous increments. The Senate is further concerned that the proposed increase will significantly impact the affordability of electricity for the average Nigerians, further exacerbating the financial burden faced by households and businesses. That less than 1 week time frame window provided by National Electricity Regulatory Commission for comments from all relevant stakeholders is too small for any meaningful engagement. The Senate is further concerned that high electricity tariff will impede industrial growth, job creation, and overall economic development. This will have adverse effect on the nation's drive towards sustainable development and poverty reduction. The Senate is further concerned that it is essential to address the issue of inadequate power supply, metering, and quality of service provided by the DISCOs. Customers should not bear the brunt of inefficiency in the power sector. The Senate accordingly resolved to 1. Call on the federal government of Nigeria to intervene and halt the proposed increase in the electricity tariff by the distribution companies, the DISCOs. 2. Urge Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. 3. Also urge NIRC to thoroughly look into the rate review application filed by the DISCO, taking into consideration the interests of citizens, their affordability, and the need for improved service delivery. 4. Further urge NIRC to explore alternative measures to address the financial challenges faced by the DISCO, such as improving operational efficiency, reducing technical and commercial losses, and enhancing revenue collective mechanism. 5. Equally urge DISCOs to henceforth discontinue estimated billing and make available to all electricity consumers prepaid meters at affordable prices. And finally, mandate the Committee on Power, when constituted, to engage with the Federal Ministry of Power, NERC, and other stakeholders to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the Nigerian electricity sector, including the need for comprehensive sector reforms. I so move.
Senator Graham.
Increase in the tariff of electricity, and in 2022 there was a further increase, and I do believe that if we do not make this motion and allow the federal government halt any further increase in the electricity tariff, it will definitely hurt our small enterprises, small businesses that so many Nigerians are surviving on right now. And at this time, with the petrol subsidy removed, we don't think that Nigerians should be allowed to go into further suffrage. And so I stand to submit and to support this motion that we should call on the federal government to halt the DISCOs from ever trying to increase any electricity tariff at this time. I so submit. Thank you.
It was co-sponsored by myself, and if given the opportunity to present a short brief as well. On this note, I second the motion. Yes, go ahead. Thank you, Mr. President, once again. Distinguished colleagues, it is important to note that the removal of fuel subsidy has adversely affected the general prices of goods and services within the economy, with a very high rate of pass-through inflation. Electricity is one of the primary factors of production. An increase in electricity tariffs, as currently proposed, will increase the problem of the inflation and compound Nigeria's inflation crisis. While the pros and cons of subsidizing consumption can be debated every day, the benefits of subsidizing production is inherent. Vast multiplier effects in the local economy. I would like to back the motion, which was co-sponsored by myself and aptly read by Senator Yunus Akintunde, by calling on the federal government to intervene as a matter of urgency to halt this proposed increase in tariffs. Thank you very much.
same time, both executives from all levels spend billions on infrastructure for this discourse. Only for the discourse, for the past 10 years that the electricity companies were sold to them, nothing was increased in terms of electricity generation or power generation in the country, but to be increasing their tariff. Mr. President, we should know that tariff are being graded into 5. Grade A, B, C, and D, D and E. And the highest one is to be given in areas that are enjoying 20 hours of electricity per day. And this is not really guaranteed, and people are paying for those rates. And the lowest one is 4 hours per day. Mr. President, how on earth an area giving electricity for 4 hours in a day? As we talk now, the NERC is currently reviewing this rate. And if the Senate did not call on federal government to halt this, Nigerians' suffering will increase, and everywhere will be problem for Nigerians, and we are here to serve Nigerians. Mr. President, I back and support the removal of this motion for the Senate to call on NERC and federal government to halt the increase. Thank you.
Senator Jimmy. And Mr. President, I don't see any wisdom in this discourse talking of their tariff, because somebody will buy transformer, the community will pay money for installation, and they're even calling us. Like me, I have a request now of 1.7 million somewhere close to my mother's house, and again you want us again to be paying the money, you will be hacking tariff. So what is your work? Is to collect the money. Monkey the work, babu the chop. This is very, very unfair. Mr. President, with this issue of subsidy removal, I think the best thing that can be done for ordinary Nigerians is when we get electricity, maybe 20 hours like my colleague Abbas said, then with a minimum, with the affordable price rate, I think it will be better. Because if Nigerians can have electricity now, they won't feel the impact of the removal of all subsidy. I so submit, Mr. President.
Senator Edwin South Senatorial District. Mr. President, I think that the only way your eye can catch me to make a contribution is to say that I'm opposed to the motion. And so, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, with your kind indulgence, I want to make a very few comments on this very, very important motion. And I want to start by thanking my colleagues for timelessly bringing this motion to the attention of the Senate. Because, Mr. President, there is no gainsaying that we all know that many industries, many factories, many companies have relocated from Nigeria to even neighboring Ghana and Benin Republic here on account of our lack of energy. And Mr. President, as my colleagues are saying, I have had the privilege of providing about 4 or 5 transformers to my communities. And like they say, the discos will not install them. But immediately you install with all the payments, they will come and take charge of the transformers. It becomes their property. Mr. President, as I'm speaking to you, you have to go through all levels of rigors, even pay their staff to get these transformers installed. And I think that the epilepsy in the power supply sector of this country has become very legendary. And to compound that matter, you now want to increase tariff. Tariff for what? For the distribution. You remember, Mr. President, that it has been reported recently that there is enough power generated but not the capacity to distribute it. Okay. And here we are, discos applying after they have given indication of
increasing tariff and giving a deadline of July 1st, they are now applying for approval for a review. Approval for something that they have already taken action or decided on. And so, Mr. President, I think it is germane at this point in time for all of us to agree to ask the federal government to intervene immediately in the interest of the people of this country, because I think the discourse have taken us for a ride for too long. Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, distinguished Senator Abamoro, thank you for opposing the motion. So we go to the prayers. Call on the federal government of Nigeria to intervene and halt the proposed increase in electricity tariff by the distribution companies, the DISCO. Prayer 2. Urge Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja to the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. Urge Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) to decentralize proposed engagement with stakeholders scheduled for Abuja. So the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation for effective participation by all. Yeah, this prayer simply says that since there is a proposed meeting of stakeholders, that we should urge that they be decentralized to the 6 geopolitical zones to enable more stakeholders participate. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against nay say nay. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Number 3. Also urge NEC to thoroughly look into the rate review application filed by the DISCOs, taking into consideration the interests of citizens, affordability, and the need for improved service delivery. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Further urge NEC to explore alternative measures to address the financial challenges faced by the DISCOs, such as improving operational efficiency, reducing technical and commercial losses, and enhancing revenue collection mechanisms. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Equally urge the DISCOs to henceforth discontinue estimated bidding and make available to all electricity consumers prepaid meters at affordable prices. Those in support of this prayer say aye. Those who are not in support say nay. The ayes have it. And finally, mandate the Committee on Power to engage with the Federal Ministry of Power, the NEC, and other stakeholders to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing the Nigerian electricity sector, including the need for comprehensive sector reforms. Those who are in support of this prayer say aye. Those who are against say nay. The ayes have it. Let me thank my